Hello, friends. Welcome to Tori Talks TV. And welcome to our review of Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 10, the season finale, guys. And the season finale is called A Mother's Mercy. What? That's crazy. Okay, so let's jump right in with talking about Stannis.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the night, half of Stannis' army decides to leave.
They're like, screw this.
Like, you're crazy. Because Melisandre, she decides to burn, obviously, like, his child. And I think they're like, you're nuts.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be about
I'm done.
this. I'm done. Right. So, we do see that Selyse hung herself. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
She's like, I guess I was wrong.
I shouldn't have watched my child burn to death.
And I can't live with myself anymore. Yeah. I see her point of view.
And then Melisandre, she like drives away. She's like,
she's my bad.
I may have messed up may have been wrong about my vision, right? So she leaves. So he marches on to Winterfell, and he's met by the Bolton army, and they are slaughtered.
It is a bloodbath.
It doesn't go well for them. So
yes.
More of that.
Yes.
Yes. So Sam now.
Mm-hmm.
Sam asks Jon to send him and Gilly to learn to be the maester at the Citadel, because he's like, Jon, I'm not cut out to be part of the Night's Watch. Okay, like everybody knows, like I'd be like a great librarian.
And Master Aemon's gone.
Right.
So like, we need someone to replace him.
Exactly.
Why not Sam?
Right. So he's like, just let me be.
This is a good idea.
And he's to save Gilly and baby Sam, so it's a good idea.
Sound. Yeah. And Jon's like, okay.
Right. So let's check in with Sansa.
Oh.
So Sansa, not doing great.
Oh my gosh. This moment. So she's like, okay. So finally the candle is lit.
Right.
And Brienne's been watching for a really long time. She's just like
waiting.
She's waiting.
Yeah.
She's waiting. And then finally, like the second she leaves to go, because she hears that Stannis is there.
Invaded.
And she's been waiting to kill Stannis. Because
she's trying to fulfill her duty.
Yeah, and Stannis killed Renly, so she thinks.
In the little black.
Yes, the cloud with the face of Stannis.
Yes.
Just as she turns away, the candle turns on.
Oh, I know! Poor Sansa.
Oh my god.
I know.
It's like perfect.
So, yeah, so Stannis is out there, like, obviously, like I said, they were slaughtered. So Stannis is there and he's like hurting. And he's just like sitting, leaning up against a tree trunk, and he's like dying, basically. And then he happens upon Brienne.
Yeah, or she happens upon him.
True that.
Yes.
And she's like, I sentence you to death on behalf of, shows her whole title.
Yeah.
It's too long. So she's like, I sentence you to death. And he's like, yeah go on with your duty.
Just do it.
Basically, like, I know
he's over it.
Yeah.
He's like, what's the point at this point?
Kind of happy about it.
Just
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
You need to go. Too many characters. I'm okay with eliminating you.
Yeah.
You do nothing for me.
Right.
So Brienne takes him out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a cool scene.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So then
Theon.
Reek.
Yes, Reek. Well, maybe he's Theon after all.
I don't know.
So
what makes you think that, Dr.
Well,
S?
so Miranda has like her bow drawn to Sansa.
Right.
And that's like a very difficult scene to watch. Because I'm like, Game of Thrones, we know by now anyone can die at any moment.
Yeah. Nobody, it's
the
fair.
fear is real. And so I'm like, what the heck? She could kill her.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of a sudden he like pushes her. Her arrow still flies. It goes right past Sansa. I'm like, was that the best way? But okay, it worked.
She falls to her death.
Yeah, she falls. Oh, that was kind of a like.
So
she's flat on the ground.
Is Theon coming out a little bit now? Like, are we seeing more of Theon now?
I think so.
That he has saved Sansa.
Yeah, and then they like do they like jump?
Okay, so it's. I didn't know what was going on. So like Theon takes Sansa and they're like looking over.
And they hold hands.
And then they jump off a very high building. What you guys doing?
We don't know. I assume.
Being completely honest with you, I forgot. I
don't think it's like a suicide mission, so I think there's a plan.
There's something going on there.
But they just know that Ramsay's coming back, so like
we gotta go.
You gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta make moves. Big moves.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, then Marin Trent.
Oh, Marin Trent.
We love him. He's at his brothel where he's such a pedophile with his little young girls, and he's like whipping. There's like 3 young girls in front of him, and he's like hitting them, and he hits the first one, and they're like, ow, and the second one, ow. Third one, she's not reacting. Like, he just whipped her, and he tries again, not reacting. And so he tells the other 2 girls to, like, go away, and he's like, I'm gonna, get something out of you here. And so the girl reveals herself. Sansa takes off her mask.
Arya.
Not Sansa, Arya. Thank you, Dr. S. And yeah, Arya's there to seek revenge.
And she is, like, really vicious about. She's like, do you know who I am? Do you know why I'm killing you?
Do you remember me?
And she, like, stabs him in the face.
The eyes. She, like, makes him blind. Yeah.
And then, like, gags him with
puts stuff in his mouth?
And I thought, like, is he dead? No, he's
Arya.
not dead. Yeah, she's...
You have come a long way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't want to cheer for that, but then I was a little bit, and then I was questioning my own, like, what's wrong with
sanity?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. I rooted for it.
Good job, Game of Thrones, because I don't even believe in, like, that type of thing, but then I'm just, like, a little bit happy.
She finishes him, she slits his throat. But he was on her list of people to kill. So, bye-bye. So long.
Serial Pharrell.
Isn't that crazy?
Who just had a wooden sword.
He was so sweet. Good guy. Alright, so, back in Dorne. So, Marcella is now leaving. So, Jaime, like, got his niece/daughter. And he's like, they're ready to go. So, Marcella's leaving, and Ilaria gives her, like, a really weird, creepy kiss goodbye.
It was, like, lingering.
Mouth kiss.
It was a little awkward. We're like, what's up with that kiss?
Too much.
It was something you were like,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So you're, like, of course, like, they do that to make, like, get a rise out of the audience, and, like, we're like, okay. Right, exactly. So then they're on the boat back, Jaime and Marcella, and he's like, we don't choose who we love. Like, basically love chooses them. Yeah. And Marcella basically says, like, hey, I know you're my dad.
It's cool.
It's fine. I love you no matter what. And then her nose starts to bleed, and she starts to have, like, the trouble breathing, and, she kind of, like, kills over.
We remember what Bronn experienced with the daughter and the, like, blood dripping, and she had the antidote.
And then, anecdote. And basically, like, there's another shot back to, like, her, Ilaria, and her nose bleeds.
Yes.
And then she takes that little anecdote, and she takes it. And we're like, man. You kissed her to give her the... So she never really was, like, over it. No. And she was like, I'm still going to kill her, so...
And she didn't do anything.
Innocent victim. And,
it was a trial by combat, people. Like...
She didn't deserve that.
Fall off the land.
So let's just recap. So that's 2 of the 3 of Cersei's children are dead. So Tommen is the last surviving.
So child. The whole, like, prophecy is, like, so far we've got 2 out of 3.
Oh my gosh.
It's true so far.
This is happening, guys. Alright, so then we go back to Tyrion, who tells Daario and Jorah that they are not suitable suitors. Way to keep it real. Tyrion. So Daario and Jorah will go find Dany. Oh, speaking of which, our men are right here.
Oh, yes.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
Just, like, hanging out, waiting for Dany to come back.
Yes.
Daario, my love. Yes. Jorah, my love. Tyrion, you're cool.
So they're the fighters, so they will go off and find Dany. Tyrion will stay with Missandei.
Thank you, Missandei.
Rule.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So, basically... Now, Varys has arrived.
Oh, it's such a cute
I'm
moment.
so glad Varys is back. I missed him.
I know.
Him and his wise words.
Yes, exactly.
So,
I was like, oh, yay.
Yeah, like, we welcomed him.
Yeah, because it was going to be a bit serious.
Exactly. So then we're like, okay, so obviously you're like, where's Dany and where's the dragon? So Dany and Drogon are, like, in some field somewhere.
With, just, like, some animal carcasses are lying around.
And he's not doing well.
His wounds are not, like he's got open wounds still.
Are they infected, maybe?
I hope not.
But Dany's, like, a little, like, okay, so what do we do now? I feel like she's, like, a little out of it.
She's like, I better go and, like, wander and try to figure out what to do here. I'm the mommy.
Right. So I need a game plan. But then she is surrounded by Dothraki people.
as evidenced by the ponies, the ponytails.
So what does she do? Takes the ring off, drops it
to the ground.
Interesting move. Good job.
Because she knows people will come for her.
She knows. Yeah. So that's where we leave you, Danny.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting. Yeah, so then let's go back to Cersei, who... Okay, so she's down there in her little dungeons, and she finally decides, I'm going to confess my sins. Okay, so like incest, right?
She confesses one sin.
I mean, are we really surprised?
With cousin Lancel. Yeah. That's the only one. She's not confessing to any other one.
Right, not everything.
Clear.
Right. So the High Sparrow's like, okay, great. So you will be free to go after you atone your sins. And I'm sure at that point she's like, yeah, okay, atonement, whatever. I'll confess and then I'll just go home. Well, the atonement in that area is basically like, let's chop off your hair. She
is so calm though. She was like, okay, haircut.
She let it happen. Okay. They're like washing her body of her sins. I don't know. So then, in the craziest scene of all of season 5, in my opinion, she starts this walk. So they strip her naked with her short hair and they walk her through the streets. And there's that crazy lady.
Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. And people are yelling things at her and throwing feces at her. And like, showing their private parts, which I didn't understand, but okay. And saying the most awful things to this lady as she takes her little walk of shame. And for about 4 seconds, I felt bad for her.
For like a little, This was a long scene, though. This was 6 minutes. I timed it. Because I remember, upon first viewing, I remember it felt long, so I just wanted to remember, like, for reals. And I set a timer, 6 minutes.
That is crazy.
That is a long time for her to make her way. And then when they would see her point of view to, like, how far it was to the Red Keep, it was, like, way up there.
That was crazy. I've never seen anything like it on television or movies or anything like that. Like, that was crazy. And, like, you know, hats off to the creators.
It felt like a year.
Yeah, no, it really did. And I can't believe I felt sorry for a vulnerable Cersei.
No.
First time ever I've seen her so vulnerable.
I know. I still hate her. I hate her.
Oh, I hate her
She
too.
full on deserves worse than that.
Yeah.
But somehow I think what it is they like they put us in her place. Like, how would you feel if you were her? And
the way they shot it.
Yeah, because it's her point of view and like how far it is. I think that's what it is, because objectively she deserves worse than that. But and then when she finally gets to the Red Keep.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that scene. And she's greeted by Qyburn and the Mountain,
her friend,
reincarnated.
It's like a Frankenstein type of situation.
I was just thinking,
but he can't speak until all of her enemies are dead.
He's taken a vow of silence, and he like picks her up like a baby, and
takes her off.
The look on her face, like she's so fragile now, but she's like, "I will get you.
I will." Yeah.
You know what?
She's gonna be okay.
I just keep thinking, what's going on in her head? Like she's like, I'm just gonna confess. I know I have to do this whole walk of atonement, but then I will be back.
It's crazy that all happened.
She's smart, though.
Yeah. No, definitely. And then, just to, like, you know, top it all off, like, if that scene, you know, couldn't make it any worse. So, back at the Night's Watch, Ollie, the little kid, he lures Jon out to say, he says something about, like, oh, your uncle, like, somebody has information about Uncle Benjen. You need to come out here. And Jon's like, oh, okay, great. So he goes out there just to be stabbed one by one by his fellow brothers. And they're all like chanting like traitor for the watch.
Yeah.
So they're, you know, and like when it got to Ollie, the little kid, I was like, maybe he'll show him some mercy.
No,
sure didn't.
Oh my God.
And then the last thing you see is our sweet Jon Snow in the snow, bleeding to death. It's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's not okay. And, you know, the first time around, I was like, I'm not going to watch this ever again. I hate this show.
Ollie killed Ygritte and Jon Snow. I really didn't put that together until this time around. Like, he killed Ygritte.
He sure did. That little kid.
And it's not really, like, I don't even blame him. Like, I get it. He's a young boy, and what he's been through, it makes sense, but
I don't get it.
It's our favorite people.
So, thanks a lot, Game of Thrones. That's the last scene that we see is Jon Snow bleeding to death. Mm-hmm. Bleeding out, basically. So, hey friends, that's where we leave you. Thanks so much for watching our review of Game of Thrones Season 5. This has been Episode 10. That's where we leave you. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time for our Season 6 review. Bye, everybody.